how to manipulate people for good. If you only watch one video on this topic, watch this one, because this is the one that's going to be the most impactful in my series on how to manipulate people for good. So we have a lot of answers in how to change human behavior when it comes to the field of psychology. And typically people are not doing this in the way that is actually backed by research. People try to change behavior through ultimatums, through criticism, through boundaries, which, I mean, it does work, but boundaries typically damage relationships. And so if you want to remain in a good relationship with this individual and create lasting behavior change, you need to learn the concept of labeling. So labeling can work for good and it can work for evil. So it can be positive or negative. You've probably heard of the negative effect of labeling in the self-fulfilling prophecy. So you've probably heard the concept that if we tell a child that they aren't good at school from a young age, that will typically create a self-fulfilling prophecy in which they won't be good at school. So they will conceptualize that identity, and then they will organize their behavior around that identity. So identities are important, and even though we like to think of ourselves as highly individualistic people, we are identified by other people. We know ourselves through the lens of other people. And obviously, this is for good and bad. And so if you have someone in your life where you really want to help change their behavior, you see something that maybe they're trying to work towards, and you want to give them that extra push, you know that it will be good for them. What you want to do is you want to create a label around that behavior. And so if somebody is trying to start working out, trying to be healthier, you actually start identifying them as a healthy person right away. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at all their behavior and trying to find examples of when they did make a healthy choice. And I know that this can be difficult for some people, but everyone is making a healthy choice in some regard. Like, there's no one that makes zero healthy choices. And so you might even say something like to them like, hey, like, I see you really valuing your health by going to sleep early. I think that's awesome. Like, that's really admirable. And so instead of criticizing them, instead of telling them what to do, instead of being pushy, you instead look for the positive identity that you want them to create through this behavior. In our example, it's being healthier. And you actually start labeling them as a healthy person. And a lot of times this creates such a strong motivation to be that in the other individual. Because if we feel like someone else is labeling us as that, it feels like it's closer. Like, it feels like it's more achievable. Like, okay, well, this person thinks I'm a healthy person. Maybe I could be a healthy person. It feels more achievable. It showcases that someone has hope in us. And it also can create cognitive dissonance, which basically means that, okay, I don't think I'm a healthy person, but this person thinks I'm a healthy person. So I'm not sure, like, I need to create some type of identity that organizes correctly. And they might shift into that identity of the healthy person just to create some type of cohesion in their identity. So there's several reasons why this works, but it really does work. And I love it because it's such a positive way of creating behavior change. We're basically just going around telling people good traits about themselves, and this helps them change. And it's way more effective than criticism, and it will increase the quality of your relationship at the same time.